Hi, welcome to this short screencast which is going to walk you through the process of undertaking the tasks that are peppered throughout the case studies and how then to record the tasks into your workbook, which forms about 75% of your final mark for this module. So it's important that you have a bit of a play in the sandbox down here just to get the hang of what you're supposed to be doing, because in the case studies the tasks you can only actually have one attempt at. So if we just click on the sample task here, all the tasks are essentially appear the same. You just need to click OK to start. There'll be the name of the tasks, and the ones in the case studies are basically just labelled task 1, task 2, etc. There'll be some instructions for the task, and although they're fairly similar, it is important you just read through them every time. The sample task is a little bit different in the fact that you are allowed to do multiple attempts because it's just a dummy run. None of it is actually going to take part of your final assessment. It's just a chance for you to get used to how it works. So as we scroll down, most tasks will have a number of questions associated to them. And in this one, there are 2 questions. And underneath is a space for you to actually put your response to those questions. Over on the right hand side here you can see a couple of save buttons, and there's also a master save button at the bottom. As the name implies, that essentially will just save your progress how you are at the minute, but not actually submit it, which is what the submit button is for. No kidding, eh? The save button enables you to perhaps complete question 1 and then go somewhere else in the module, or somewhere else entirely, like to read a reference book, to actually investigate the answers to question 2, for example, and then come back with your original work still in place. Once you click the submit button, however, then that's it. Off it goes into the grade centre, and there's no way you can actually change that. So if we just crack on here and have a go. So question 1 is list the 5 most common reasons people phone 999 for, and I'm just going to put some random stuff in here. Drink related, feeling lonely, what else can we have? Chest pain, short breath. Okay, so that's 5, isn't it? And under question 2 we've got C345 do what, and I happen to know that they keep the diaphragm alive. Okay. So when I'm happy, I can click on the submit button. Remember that the save button just records your progress so far, but doesn't actually submit it, whereas the submit one will send it to the gradebook. And here you can see I've just got a confirmation box just to make sure that I definitely want to submit it, which in this case I do. And off it goes. And there's just a confirmation slip there, and it just tells me to click OK to view the results. Now this is where it's important not to jump on from this step, because we're going to record our responses to the questions and place them in the test workbook. Now you can go back into the sandbox or the assessment box depending on which workbook you're working with, and actually then go into the workbook. But usually on each of the tasks there'll be a direct link for you to click on, so that you haven't got to keep scooping around various pages trying to find what you're looking for. What you're going to do then, as you can see here, there's some advice about labelling the entry for your workbook as sample task 1. And throughout the case studies, each of the tasks will also tell you what they should be labelled. And all I'm going to do is place my mouse at the question 1 icon, hold down the left mouse button, and then just drag it all the way down to the end of my responses. Once all the text that I want to submit is selected, and don't worry too much if you're selecting the questions and other things as well, having it all together is absolutely fine. Now I'm going to right click and select copy. All I need to do now is go into my workbook. In this case it's the test workbook, and up in the top right hand corner under actions you can see the new entry link. So I'm going to click on the new entry link. Remember that we were told to call this one sample task 1, and then I'm just going to click in the path underneath, right click again and select paste. And here you can see even that the question and my responses are coming to the box. All I need to do there is click on Save, wait a moment, and there you can see that my first entry is actually recorded. Now no one else, apart from the instructors, can see these entries. If I wanted to do another task, it'd just be a matter of clicking the New Entry button, putting another task, and then pasting the next task response as well, and so on. And what will happen is the end is that we'll collate all of these entries to form your final workbook, which will go into your final mark. So what I suggest you do is you get into the Sandbox and you have a play a few times wrestling with a sample task. What you will see if you've done this sample task before is it'll tell you that you've already done it, and you can just click on this link essentially just to repeat the task again. Remember, for your final summative tasks that are in the case studies, you won't be able to do this. You should have a practical demonstration at the beginning of your module when you actually come into university, but hopefully this will just prove a little bit of a reminder just in case you forget, in between coming into university and actually having a play with the site. So good luck.